Okay, so what we got here is a tom, and just by, and it's in a loop. Well, it was anyway. All right, so it's just a slow loop like that. Now, if I go to view and I go to mixer, here's the mixer, and you can see there's quite a lot going on here. So this is where the samples are. Okay, this is the drum machine, drum channels, drum mixer, and then Falcon. So just a little bit of EQing from here. Just really brightened it up, really. That's fine. So here's the mixer over here. This is the overhead. Here's the close. So just adjust these until they sound really good. The mix. Let's emphasize that bottom end there, because that's what toms, you want that to stick out like that. Oh yeah. Here's the MPC 1000, and it's music sampler, which has really good qualities about it, especially for making music. So I have it set up right now with, I don't know if you can see it here, but this cable right here, this is again our digital SPDIF, which is set to digital, and it's being converted by EQ, which is, I purposely left it flat. So I just pressed the loop, and it's going to play the tom. Now I'm going to put my mic down and record this. And here's the tom that we recorded. So what we need to do now is get its length. And we'll just discard. Alright, so now we're left with this. And we're just going to do one more. We're going to normalize it. That just makes it louder. Basically, that's done. And let's see about another one. So now we have the Epic Toms 2. And we basically just do the same. Just edit. I guess we'll do normalize first. So I recorded two of them, and I just picked the best of the two, in case the first one you messed up, and then just leave it enough length. The length is as long as it doesn't cut off the tail. And edit, then discard. And then, yeah, so just going to continue on like that, and then we'll come back when we put it on the keypads. So now I have my samples, and I'm going to go in the program. Program is where the samples are assembled on the keypad or on the pad. So I get window, and then if I hit this over here, so here we have the sample, the Epic Metal Kick. That's right. See, that one needs to be trimmed. All right. I'll also do the next one. All right, so back to where we were. So kick, hats, closed. That one should be an open one, I think. Close hi-hat. All right, so that's how we're going to set it for now. All right, almost there. So we just got a few. That was the ones that were already on there. And then 2, 3. This one here, I'll put the dive bomb. 808 dive bomb. Up here will be cymbals. And right, one, and then that one's a little louder, so just lower it. There's our drum. So now I'm just going to map that to a machine, and I'll do that on my next video. Will be I'll start actually making music. Okay, so that's basically what we got going on right now. If you're going to be doing lots of work, you know, for film and television, or if you're required to come up with music like for advertising and so on, what's more important than necessarily having a bunch of musicians at you, because sometimes you have deadlines and it takes you have a very short amount of time to do something, and so in the you know, when you're on your off, when you're not, you know, not doing a project, it's good to go through your library of recordings and prepare samples that are easy to come up with. Now, like loading up an MPC like that, a player like that, makes it easy to come up with things. So if you have an artist, they don't even necessarily have to be familiar with it, but they can come up with a rhythm fairly quick, and then can be inspired to move on. And at the same time, because it's MIDI, you can take just the note information and apply to different sounds. It doesn't have to be that way. If you're, you know, good at recording, and we don't have the room built yet, so we're not equipped to record drums just yet. So in the meantime, that's the best simulation of a real drum set and a real player I have is that sampler. But just remove the sampler with, you know, a proper recorded drums or with a drum session, and just do it in that way. You know, play the individual notes one at a time and record them one at a time, and then apply them to an MPC player like that. You can do the same thing with any kind of similar sampler, sequencer machine. A lot of software is set up in this way with the 16 pads, and there is a standard mapping. So if you select the general MIDI standard drum mapping, they usually will fit. The MPC 1000 also has 4 layers deep. Now, what I'm going to do also with this particular drum, with this drum machine patch, is I'm going to go and record do the same thing, but with everything at a lower velocity for a jazz kind of a thing. And there's variations of the drums, and also do them slightly different. And so what it is then, when you play it, you'll have the different levels depending on how hard you hit. But at the same time, if you're recording and you wanted to you can also control the velocity. So if you wanted to within the same patch, just choose to go in a rock kit instead of the metal kit. You just play within a velocity, just set your maximum lower and higher velocity so that it comes through at pretty much the same level, and then maybe include a high velocity metal hit for an impact or for a roll or something like that. You want to make your patches hot and bright and ready to go. It impresses people when they show up, and you can buy a machine like that, a few $100s on eBay. I am a huge. I haven't seen a new machine yet. I like the standalone part of that. I like the fact that that machine, the MPC 1000, has got a high output. It basically will dominate anything else, and that's one of the real nice things about it. Also, its digital in and out are great. It's how music has been made for the last 20 years, and if you are really interested and if you're young and if you want to really set out and start to learn how to do this right and consider this as a living, because now you can consider making music and production as a living, because it's a very fast growing industry and Canadians are well known for this kind of work. Not so much in Timmins, but you can learn here and then go apply and find your job elsewhere. But that's basically it. I'm gonna come back with we'll see. Well, maybe we'll just jam out. We'll just take what we got, make a rhythm, and just have some fun and get some people over here. And then after that, we'll be looking at um, rebuilding, spending a little bit of money in this room if it's worth it. If there's other people interested, if there's enough of a market desire for it. Okay, so far so good. Sounds are good.